Good morning to all and one. Today we are discussing about the importance of the mind. This topic is written in my books, Psychic Revolutions, 20 years back. So today we are reading these topics, and Dr. Honey will read these topics very nicely. Continue please.
Good morning everyone. Today I am going to read about importance of mind, that is taken from book Psychic Revolution, written by Dr. Manu Parmar sir. I start this book with invocation prayer to Mother Harshiti, Kuldevi of Lord Krishna, and author Manu for the all success. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guru Dev Namah. This sloka indicates the importance of real teacher, Brahmagyani, in our life and compared him with Param Brahma, Paramatma, who is providing interior illumination to disciple and shaping their life. Many saints, Subhashitas and Sanskrit slokas in our literature reveals importance and superiority of human psyche. The great ones do not die, and wisdom is more precious than words. The great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness. Example of selfless service by Veer Bhatiji of Fagwell, birthplace of author, sacrificed his head for the rescue of cows herd at the time of his marriage, Mangal Fera. Every year people remembering immortal him by celebrating a big mela from first day of Kartik to Dev Diwali, that is 15 days. In Vedas, it has been quoted that good thoughts come from everywhere. King is respected only in his country, while knowledgeable person is worshipped everywhere in the world. If wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. And if character is lost, everything is lost. Psychic degradation. Pen is mightier than the swords, means that mind is mightier than the matters. In our religion, it has been prescribed that we should not eat without prayer or puja, Tri-Sandhya, Namaz for 5 times. Prayer is advocated by Gandhiji for psychic immunization vaccine. Psychic first aid, like if any negative suggestion from other person, tell yourself 3 times for cancellation for that suggestion and give positive suggestion to self. Practice with psychic maneuver every day because prevention is better than cure. In our religion, it has been said that mind is one time temple. We should keep it clean by meditation. Nothing is greater than pure psyche in the world. Swadhyaya is first. Everything should be done later on. There are mantras for all activities. For example, sleeping, waking, bathing, eating, and every new thing. We should also take knowledge from the lower class of people. For example, Mirabai had taken knowledge from Rohidas, and Dattatreya has made 24 teachers. We should buy good books, means thoughtful, and study even if we have no food. The life force of an individual evoked by knowledge, empathy, and love for all. Psychic freedom is more important than physical freedom. One beautiful example narrated in our religion that once a camel was tied with rope for a longer period. Later on, when rope was removed, still camel was remaining confined in their place. Like this, people are psychologically bounded by their culture, religion, and personal beliefs. It indicates that psychic freedom is more important than the personal. Conditioning by environmental effect. Psychic revolution is more real and powerful than other revolution. Without psychic revolution, world cannot be completed. Birth given by teacher, guru, by imparting knowledge is greater than birth given by parents. That is, with second birth. Teacher's importance is more than the real father. Man without teacher is called Nugaru, an abused word. Psyche is uncoded by reading behavior of person, breathing, speech, and movement show present state of person. Body marks and body building indicates past of person. Thought and imagination will appear later on as future of person. There is no any pavitra thing in the world other than knowledge. Knowledge is a power and considered as a light and lighthouse, and it is worshipped everywhere in the world. In Sanskrit, it has been mentioned that Tamsoma Jyotirmaya. Worship of forehead by Tilaka and lighting at the time of inauguration of any function, Saraswati Pujan, which indicates the importance of sight. To work for knowledge is the greatest step and real work of life. Ignorance and prajnaprada is the root for all diseases. Knowledge is far ahead of runs, prayers, and vidhis. A man without education is like an animal. There is no moksha without knowledge. Siksha diksha. Base of physical world is psychological world. Having good moral values and knowledge are real psychological richness, and only this person is real king of the world. Be broad-minded rather than being narrow-minded. Frog of wealth. Psychic growth, Kundali Jagriti, is more prestigious than physical growth. Spiritualism, Shrey Marg, is more important than materialism. Psychic instruments and psychic attack by psychic weapons, mantra, yantra, tantra, is more powerful than physical. You are your own architect, and spiritual guru is only guide to show you right path. You have to do hard work for your ultimate goal of your life. Psyche is cause, drashta, and result is the effect on outside world. So world, drashya, is only product of the mind. So everything first happens in the mind than in the physical world. Strongness of psyche is more important than to find solutions of problems from outside. To change oneself is more important than changing the world. Saint Panbai has told that Merure dage jane man na dage. That is the Siddh Prajna and Achutya state of the mind. That is the real stability of Brahmagyan. Psyche creates matters, but matters can't create the psyche. Sati Madalsa and Jijabai, mother of Shivaji, created their own great son by psychological impact before the birth. Abhimanyu was taught art of weapons in the womb of her mother Subhadra. Even Lord Krishna was invited by his father and mother Vasudeva and Devaki by great devotion and prayer to God Vishnu. Gandhiji was believing in simple living and high thinking. That is also concerned to psyche. He had done great service to India by expelling Britishers from the India and given freedom to Indian people. Dr. Ambedkar struggled for knowledge, and by his great efforts, he has made Constitution of India. He became pioneer and pillar for downtrodden people. Divine child Nachiketa had left temptations of worldly achievements and asked to Yama for knowledge of self, that is Atmagyan. Lord Ganesha has proved that knowledge is powerful than the physical by worshipping of parents rather than travel around the world like Kartikeya, his brother. Lord Buddha had told in his teachings that I am a Manochikitsa and given concept of eightfolded Madhya Marg called Buddhism. Lord Krishna was great world teacher, counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist, hypnotherapist, psychotherapist, cognitive developmentalism, great humanist, socialist and well-wisher of the world, and fought for and promoted the goodness of the world by giving valuable book Gita, abstract of all Vedas and Upanishads. Lord Mahavira had emphasized importance of psyche in his Jainism. When Vardhaman went to his big brother Nandivardhana for permission of traveling whole world Mahavinishkaraman, after death of his parents, his big brother told him to enjoy his state. But he reported that my state is quite different. It is psychic world, Manorajya. In my world there is kingdom of love and mercy. There is no importance of physical world there. Love is everything there, and there is kingdom of self-state, Atma Satta, which is immortal. Mahavir also told about the duties of kings, Raj Dharma, 10 forgivefulness, broad-mindedness, not to give dvesh, enemy feeling and anger to anyone, to live for others and to give others and to get something after giving, security of all creatures, to prevent killing of any creature and to be cooperative to anyone and say that regard all creatures as thyself and harm no one. Concept of Pratikraman was given by Mahavira, reversion of psyche from matter to spirit, and soul is immortal. That is enlightenment. Nandivardhana had asked with surprise that how it could happen. Then Mahavir replied that it will surely happen. It can be achieved by unattached state of mind by 4 psychic maneuvers like Maitri, Karuna, Mudita and Upeksha. It will make the world fearless, free and enjoyable. Nowadays, it is high need to establish psychic discipline for the betterment of the world. Worship of the book like Pothi Yatra of Bhagavad, Guru Granth Sahib, Quran, Bible and celebrating Gita Jayanti. It indicates importance of knowledge in human life. One of the books said that if your mind activates, then disease goes away. Man jage to rog bhage. There is great obligation to human beings by Maharishi Vyas, the great ancient teacher who had given knowledge by Vedas, Upanishads, and Purans for the betterment of human being. These are the best gifts to the world from him. Spiritual guru make a disciple like lion rather than gullible goat and transforms disciples from penguin to eagle. That is psychic revolutions of Jiva to Shiva quoted in our religion. Thus avatar of Vishnu shows human evolution from fish to perfect human. It indicates gradual cognitive development from time to time. Third eye of Lord Shiva indicates psychic eye rather than physical eye. It can do anything. Chanakya said that real teacher can generate observance and destruction of the world. In Kali Yuga, parapsychologist Sakshat Parajadari Baba Ramdev Peer incarnated as Kalki Avatar at the house of Bhaktaraj Ajavali and Minal Devi with Kumkum feet imprint, Jalpasit. He had taught people about human religion and human service. By preaching, he had taught the world about importance of Guru, spiritual teacher in human life for their progress. In spite that he was a king of Ranuja, Rajasthan, he was having equal attitude and feelings towards people of all castes and religions. It shows his mind state having ultimate knowledge of non-dualism. Saint Kabir had given one beautiful example for importance and requirement of knowledge that without fire you cannot cook the food, even if all things for cooking are available to you. Lord Swaminarayan had said in his book Vachanamrita that without one, if there are any of zeros, it has no values. Just like that, life without knowledge is useless and like animal in human form. Just like that, without knowing Param Brahma Paramatma, there is no value of any work. It is not necessary to do reading, writing, prayers, meditation and other rituals, but to know Purushottam Narayana in his right form is quite necessary for successful life and to gain moksha. Niran Sampradaya is Gyan Sampradaya inherited by Uddhav Sampradaya originated by Lord Krishna. This Sampradaya is only concerned with pure knowledge and provide whole knowledge of Amrit in the nutshell. There is no requirement of any rituals, asana, pranayama, dhyan, dharana, samadhi, yantra, mala, specific dresses and others. Only continuous chanting of Sat Chit Ananda, blissful state of Advaitism. It is like a transformation of a caterpillar to the fully developed butterfly. Satsang with spiritual persons and swadhyaya of spiritual books is always required for progress of human mind and human life. Nothing is impossible for the human psyche. Just to know thyself and apply all these principles of the life science for the real progress of self, family, society, nation and the world. Psyche is like Kamdhenu or Kalpvriksha or Jadui Chirag. By it, you can get whatever you wish. Universe always interlinked with you and augment of this through an imagination, whether it is positive or negative. So, to be conscious about your wish, thought and imagination. In Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana, conversation between Ram and his teacher Vasishtha was emphasized on Chidakash. Chidakash means psychic realm. Rama is Maryada Purushottam, which indicates his versatile personality. Ashtavakra, author of Ashtavakra Gita, was great ancient teacher who had emphasized importance and superiority of knowledge than body figure. Gorakhnath had given importance to knowledge by throwing out golden ring in the well and proved power of psyche by producing whatever his disciple wants. Ramakrishna Paramhans was suffering from cancer but was always remaining in the blissful state of Sat Chit Ananda. He had said to Vivekananda that mental health is more important than the physical health. To give fish to someone who needs is of no much help, but to teach him how to catch the fish is more important, real and permanent help to the needy. That clearly indicates the importance and superiority of knowledge. Psychological help is permanent and more important than to help by giving worldly things temporarily. Brahmagyani believes that world is like a small grass or dunghill and they are less concerned with worldly achievements. But they are always keeping their psyche engaged in chanting Brahmagyan only and remains in the state of Brahma Samadhi. They are motivating their disciples to strive for ultimate real goal of life. The real will making is to impart real knowledge to offspring rather than distributing the worldly things. In relationships, psychic attachment is more important and effective than the physical proximity. Psyche has no limit of time, place and space. There is no any physical bar for psyche. It is like a wireless electronic device controlling the world like a remote. Lord Kapila had given Sankhya Darshana, which is purely related to the pure knowledge of self. Lord Patanjali had given Yoga Darshana, which is scientific approach to the perfect cognitive development. Lord Brahma has created whole world by his Sankalp, thought power. It is probability of the psychic development that to become a Paramatma or a devil, it is all in your hands. So you should remain conscious about yourself. All festivals arranged by our great rishis, ancient psychologists based on emotional ventilation and development of human life. Psychic digestion by contemplation of knowledge is more important than the physical digestion. Nowadays in foreign countries, psychology and psychiatry became leading branch and they are continuously doing research in this area and reveal that superiority of this science which were told by our great rishis before many centuries. Psychic key is essential to unlock worldly problems and spiritual queries. Psychic training is advocated by Lord Krishna by Abhyas and Vairagya to control wavering mind. It is very difficult to keep mind stable as lamp in the cyclone. Create dynamic psyche as rainbow by creating various colorful imagination. Psychosomatic aspect reveals that psyche and body are interlocked and affect each other. Cultivate powerful psyche as young one rather than impotent child or older one. Being kind is more important than being right. Sometimes people need a caring heart to listen than a brilliant mind to speak. Psychic immunization by prayer to God that day by day I am feeling better and better and asking for betterment of the world. Convert female psyche to male psyche by positive thoughts, imagination and hot food and vice versa. 1,000 words are equal to one picture imagination. Psychological problems are more difficult and long-lasting than physical diseases, and it requires more skills and long treatment by psychic healer. Psychiatric illnesses are previously considered as curse for the family. What you are is the result of your own thoughts and imaginations. The mind driver is like invisible psychic energy and brain is like battery storehouse of energy. Both are required to run a vehicle or body as a car. Auto-suggestions develop your positive personality. Generate, recharge and restore of psychic energy by chanting mantras, doing vrat, anushthan and yagna. Psychic stimulation and psychic inhibition is possible by power of suggestion. Tulsidas Goswami had written Ramcharitmanas that explains life cycle in 6 stages by making 6 chapters of the book for development of universal personality. Psychic operation is as effective as body operation under trance. Magical power of Guru transform mind of his disciples immediately and make them great. Example from Robert Vallier to Rishi Valmik, Chief Jason to Peer Jason. Mental age is more important than chronological age. Always keep your psychic script alert, active and alive permanently. Mental work is more important than physical skills work. Gyan Diksha is psychic operation. It is a psychic eye to remove your darkness. It is a process of awakening giant within and you become universalist by Manuism as universalism. Gurdjieff had given new concept about law of otherwise and said that knowledge is not sufficient. You have to experience and achievement is required means that direct knowledge of 10th man. Discipline is a hard thing to teach and even harder to learn and aim of life is to develop discipline for progress and success of life. When reading a book, reader's consciousness leads to author's consciousness. Self-help book reading is required for the upliftment of life. Bibliotherapy has concept to help others by suggesting reading of certain books. For example, when person in acute crisis or in depressive mood, suggesting them to read moral boosting or supportive books, that is as important as direct personal help. There are many examples that many great ones' life has been changed after reading good books and good books are the best friend. Following slokas of Manusmriti gives concept regarding state of mind. That when person is sleeping, he is in Kalyug. When person is awakening, he is in Dwapar. When person is ready for work, he is in Treta Yuga. And when person is doing work, he is in Satyuga. This is the great attempt on the part of the author to remind and realize the forgotten art and science of the mind power. Take advantage of your own hidden potentiality which is going waste by ignorance. So now it is urgent requirement to gain real knowledge for the happiness of your life. Join our International Institute of Life Development. Manuism is the psychic phenomena inherited by Vishwas Manu, Vishwa Avatar, who had extracted Amrita for all Vedas, Upanishads, and Guru Gyan in the one letter of Om. Means that Tamas, Rajas, Sattva, Trutya, and Turyatit disciples get the fifth stage of ultimate development of human being gradually by Omkar Upasana. It is symbolized that Dhanusha as Omkar, arrow as Jiva, and Lakshya as Parabrahma. An intelligent persons work hard for goal achievement. Symbolization of life carried as body, horses as Indriya, and Lagam as knowledge. Controlled by Krishna as a guru-guided Jivatma, Arjuna, who ultimately got victory over Sansar Yukti. According to Big Bang theory, when world is formed, there was no any substance, there was only energy. Before about 14 years, this energy is divided into matter and antimatter. Due to this, there was a big blast, and from that matter, world is formed. According to scientists, antimatter is lost in the universe. Even today, if we can form such incidents like Big Bang blast before 14 years in the laboratory, and we can find the antimatter, the God particle. In ancient times, yogis were staying in caves and in the forest for the research of the self and ultimately experiencing and realizing the God as a Satchit Anand. This is the non-dualism of the cosmic phenomena. The Higgs boson God particle, according to the standard model of physics, the Higgs boson is the only visible and particular manifestation of an invisible force field, a cosmic mollusk that permits space and induce elementary particles that would otherwise be massless with mass. Particles wading through it would gain heft. Without this Higgs field or something like it, physics say all elementary forms of matter would zoom around at the speed of light. There would be neither atoms nor life. Physicists said that they had studied the new Higgs particle for years. Any deviation from the simplest version of the boson could open a gateway to new phenomena and deeper theories that answer questions left hanging by the standard model. What, for example, is dark matter that provides gravitational scaffolding of galaxies? Why is the universe made of matter instead of antimatter? The universe is made of 12 fundamental particles and 4 fundamental forces. This is called the standard model of physics. One more particles was predicted by Higgs, Watt, and Eckert in 1964. It explained the most important property of all matter, mass, and was called the Higgs boson. The Higgs boson was confirmed half-century after the search began. Protons are present in the nuclei of atoms. The basic unit of matter, protons, are composed of even smaller particles. 3 quarks held together by massive bonds. Protons are accelerated at 99.9999% of the speed of light. Quarks and gluons inside the proton collide and explode with enough energy to create the Higgs particle. So now, modern science and spirituality comes together and Nataraj Tandav as subatomic cosmic dance. Universe is continuous moving particles and creation-destruction cycles going on ceaseless. Psychic revolution should not be collaborated with political or religious or social agitation. It is purely related to psychic freedom of people of the world. It is real revolution and base of all revolutions, and without it no any revolution of world can be completed. The spiritual revolution is the base of all revolution, including psychic revolution, that is included in Manuism, second part of this book. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rani. Very well read. Thank you all.